Yeah. Hello. Now we are recording. Good morning to everyone. On behalf of Pop Movement and Dr. Ash Pachori, our chief mentor, I would like to welcome you to this first edition of the Pop Africa Festival. We are very happy and we have a lot of uh, emotion to give you a welcome today. And I think that you're going to have a beautiful festival along this month of June, and that you will give your best effort to show what we are doing all together in Africa and what you are doing in your own communities and in your countries. That I think that's very important to show to the world that Africa is pushing and Africa is working to have a beautiful and better future for all of us, and particularly for your own continent. Thank you so very much for your effort. Thank you so very much for this organization. Thank you, Drisha. Thank you, Dr. Ash, to be always ending that we need what we need for this festival. And we hope that we're going to have a much more of these festivals in the coming years. Thank you so very much. And I will give the floor to Dr. Ash to give us some word. Thank you. Thank you, Risha.
Well, I want to just start by first off saying thank you for the opportunity to be here together. I think it's extremely valuable as an opportunity, and I just want to say that today is an important day as we kick off the Africa Festival. So the interesting thing, just to tell you a story, is that as far as the pop movement is concerned, all of you probably, many of you are already aware, we've had a number of festivals, right? And during a number of global festivals, we've also marked, events where we've showcased, highlighted, amplified, celebrated voices from Africa. But I think there was this tremendous calling for us to really have an Africa-focused festival. And I want to thank each one of you for thinking this through, for making it happen. And it serves as a critical milestone, not only because it's an Africa festival, but because it is the first stop on a very important climate crusade. And this crusade is one which is global. And we're really kicking it off with an entire month. And it's a very important month if you think about it from the point of view of milestones, because we've got World Environment Day, we've got Ocean Day. And I want to bring this up because a lot of people think, oh, so, I don't live near an ocean, so why should the ocean affect me? But the truth of the matter, like I was listening very carefully to at another event about what is called the butterfly effect. If there's a butterfly that's doing something in one corner of the world, it's going to affect everyone else. So I just want to say it's really important for us to understand that what is happening on the continent of Africa is very, very pertinent to any global crusade to protect our planet. And really, you're at the helm of it. And I'm also going to highlight, as brothers and sisters and family of, at a global universal level, that as Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. And I'm just going to say that, in everything you do, please be informed, be mindful, and remember what you do will affect every one of our global family and every one of our brothers and sisters. And and I also think that, it's really important for us to start with the continent of Africa, because a lot of times the continent of Africa is spoken about, even as we are saying right now, that, it's one. It is one. I think we all need to unify, but there's a lot of diversity. And we're at a festival because we want to celebrate that diversity. We want to celebrate your voices. We want to celebrate your action. And the important thing is we have a window of opportunity during which we can affect that change. And it's really important for us to come in with a spirit of hope, come in with a spirit of togetherness. And as we say Ubuntu, which is I am because you are. And remember this, as far as planet Earth is concerned, Ubuntu, because I am because you are. And that's how much our dependence on Mother Earth is. And Mother Earth will heal. We need to do what we need to do to make sure we have a safe, secure, and sustainable future. And the pandemic has shown us that that some of the greatest vulnerabilities, in fact, are on the continent of Africa. And I think for youth to come together, to amplify their voices in action, for societal engagement, environmental and economic progress is going to be key. So I want to say this is your time, and please get up, come together, move beyond individualism to collectivism, and join hands together, join hearts together, and take that action. I just want to say we celebrate our family in Africa. It's not just in the month of June 2022, but every single day of our lives. But this is a moment we are going to amplify everything you're doing. And I'm just going to say it's our chance to get up and get together and put Africa on a global map. So let's do it. It's going to take us to make it happen. And we're going to have to move beyond, just looking at individual welfare to really coming together as a global family, as an Africa family, to make that difference. And so with that, I just want to say thank you once again. We celebrate you today and every single day, and give the world reason to notice you. And I just want to say that this is a very important milestone in the Pop Climate Crusade, and you're at the helm of it. So we're watching and we remain inspired. And thank you very much. And let's pop, you guys, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ash and Dr. Norma, for those beautiful words and inspiring all of us. So we will first start with telling you all what is Pop Africa Fest, how you can register for all the activities, how you will be telling us about the impact that you have created, how will you be making the presentations on the days that are dedicated for the presentation, and in between how you can engage more and more young people and create more and more difference. So the idea about, as Dr. Ash mentioned, the idea about having an hybrid model for this fest was to actually take action on the ground and then come together to actually celebrate that action and also present to others how they can also be part, even at a small or at a very big level, as an individual as well as an organization. So without wasting much time, I'll just share my screen and we'll go through what is the procedure for registration, and all those who haven't registered, how they can, what is the link, and all other details. So once again, welcome everybody to the opening ceremony. The Pop Africa Fest is organized by the Protect Our Planet movement with youth inspired by knowledge. This is part of the POP leading the global climate crusade against climate change by joining efforts with as many individuals and communities as possible. So the target is to reach all the 54 countries in Africa and then region by region to other regions as well. So I'm happy to mention this, that we are starting this crusade from Africa region because we can see how passionate the youth and the people of Africa are to make a difference. So talking about the action days, so the climate action activities will be conducted from today onwards, which is the World Environment Day, to the 24th of June. And this doesn't mean that you won't be conducting more activities after that, but the entire event is about coming together from each country and doing some action, and then coming together to actually present it. So we will do the activities from June 5 to June 24, and you can register on the link which is mentioned on the left side, and I'll drop it for everybody in the chat as well. Then about when will you be doing the presentations? So from June 25 to June 30th will be the days of presentations. So once you have conducted the activities and we are in the mid of the month, we will share with you a Google link where you can pick up a date to make a presentation, and also drop all the photographs and the links to whatever activities you have conducted or data that you have generated, as well as how you have created an impact. So we'll get a clear, concrete response from your end that how you have created a difference, and which will be collected through a form. Now, what the festival offers you as an individual or as a group. So you will definitely be part of this climate crusade that the POP is starting with this festival. Then we wish to invite all the 54 African countries. So it's like a mass action that you will be taking. And the fest will recognize every participation with certificates, nomination for exceptional work for distinguished awards, which is late Dr. R.K. Pachauri Award, and the John McMahon Climate Technology and Innovation Award. And these awards will be announced on the August 20th of this year. And the third award is that as you participate and we collect all the data from your end, once you have conducted all the activities, going through the list of what work you have done, we'll pick up some initiatives and we will try to talk to them, collect more information from them, how they want to create an impact. And they will turn out to be the new POP initiatives in the Africa region once you have shared all the information and we see how we can go forward. Now, list of activities that you can conduct. When you go onto the registration form, there are already list of activities that you can pick up. And once you have picked up the activity, in the next question, you have to mention on which date you want to do that activity. So we'll collect all this information. These activities are just suggestions, and the last option is other activities, after which in the next question you can answer other than all these activities, which activity you wish to conduct, and also provide the day on which you want to conduct that activity. So most of us have already registered, but all of you who are new to the call and haven't registered or were not familiar with the procedure, this information is for them. Now, what about the presentation days? So each one of you will get 10 minutes maximum to make a presentation on the presentation days once you pick up the presentation day. Now, make sure that while you conduct all the activities, you take pictures, you take videos, and you also calculate the impact that you have generated. So how to calculate the impact that you have generated? There is a list of questions which you can directly, while you are conducting the activity or you are in the process, or even after you have conducted the activity, you can go through the list and you can calculate. Of course, you know how many activities you have conducted in last 20 days as an individual or as a group, but make sure that you have taken pictures or videos to make sure that you can present that as well. Then the carbon footprint reduction. So when you will be filling the form, there will be a clear step of how you need to calculate your carbon footprint reduction in case you are not aware of that with respect to your activity. Then the plastic footprint reduction, or the plastic, if you have conducted cleanup drives, then you can weigh the amount of plastic waste that you have collected and dumped at some other location. And this goes for the cleaning drives. Even if you're not able to separate waste, you can just weigh and make a note of that. Now, reached how many people through the activity. So this is to capture the outreach that you have generated. If you are doing any virtual session, there will be a number of people, and then you'll be posting about it on social media, through your social media, and you'll be tagging as well the pop movement. And I've shared the link to all the social media platforms in the chat, and we'll separately send it to you through our social media, through our email as well. But in the email which you have received, giving information about the opening ceremony, it has all the links and all the information that is required. Then developed skill for sustainable making. So for all those who are conducting separate activities to actually develop skills of other people, you can make account of how many people you have conducted those activities with, and calculate that number as well. Then reached how many men and women. So this is a very important point that you make. If you are able to, then you separate out the genders as well, and it can include other genders as well. This is to make sure to see that how we are trying to reach the sustainable development goal towards gender equality. Now, as I mentioned, kgs of waste collected. This is for the cleanup drives that you do near the seashore or for any land. Then the number of trees planted. So this is for all the all the people who are conducting tree plantation activity. So make sure that you clearly mention that number. Then the kilometers of area covered. This is also for the people who are doing tree plantation drives. So you need to have pictures. You can also use Google map to show in which area or which locality you have done it, and it would be great if you can do that. And then the number of awareness sessions conducted. If you are doing an in-person session at schools or at any other location, you will have to mention how many schools you have reached out. And suppose you are doing it in open, not at a school but at some open region, and you see that there are students from 5 or 6 schools, so make sure that you count that number as well. And apart from this, you can also count the number of partners you are working with to actually make that conduct that activity. So I hope this answers all your questions at how you will be making your presentations. And once you will get the Google form to put all this information, it will be more clear to you. Now, how we have to do the branding. As submitted in the registration form, a separate poster will be created for publishing it on social media. So you all have already submitted your photographs and your bio. So from today onwards, you will start locating yourself on the POP social media. You can directly visit us, share that post about the activities that you are conducting, and any post that you want to do, you want to create, you have been provided with the Pop Fest logo in the opening ceremony invitation email. So you can directly download it and use it for any branding that you create from your end. Then whatever activity you do, you make sure that you post it through your social media. Pop will definitely do it, but it would be great if you can maybe show some live clips while you are doing the activity and tag us. Remember to use the hashtags Pop Movement, Pop Africa Fest, and Pop Climate Crusade. So that will make it easy for us to even make a head count of how many posts you have done and how many posts we have received from the Pop Africa region. Now, if you have any questions, please go ahead and I'm happy to answer before I pass it on to Ivan, who will be talking more about the Pop Climate Crusade. Okay, I think there are no questions, but I would like to mention that I have put the link in the chat, the website link, the web page link. The web page will be updated on a daily basis, except for the weekends. So you will get all the updated information on that web page. and you will also see your country being located on the web page. And then as you conduct the activities in the country list, you will see the activity that whoever has conducted the activity, the name of the activity, and how they have conducted the activity. We will appreciate that you post it in the WhatsApp group as you do the activity, so it will make easy for us to also access and cross post it on social media in real time. So you all have got the WhatsApp link, invitation link, which is also mentioned in the chat. So I hope I have shared all the information with everybody, and it's easy for you to now able to register, locate yourself, be part of the fest, and be regularly in contact with all of us. I'll keep sharing the information in the chat for all those who have joined us now, because the previous messages will not be visible to them. And now I will hand it over to, I think Meddevi has a question. Please go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Actually, I'm Happy Mbewe from Malawi. First, let me appreciate for this platform of great learning, and and all the motive that is here is good. However, I wanted to ask, usually when we talk of the environment and the youth, most of the times that these youths actually in the African setting, we may have ideas, we have the energy. In short, we have got other reasons to fight for the environment, but usually the resources are not in the command of the youth. Usually the resources are with the other age groups. And this poses a big challenge in the way of these youth to access those resources to use in the environment endeavor. Now, I wanted to learn from you, how do you look at these to make sure that these youths who are pledged to engage in environment are having resources to use in that industry? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Metmi. So as I mentioned that this is a hybrid conference. Whatever activity you do, you present it as well. Once you present it, we see how dedicated you are to actually, work on something, and we will try to provide you. Yeah. And we will try to provide you as many platforms as we can to actually in future make your work visible to others as well. And we have a lot of people from Africa as part of the working group who will be coming in a few minutes as part of a discussion, telling you more about what climate issues they identified, and now how they are working on their own initiatives and trying to make a difference. So all you have to do is have some patience and stay connected. And I'm sure we will be able to provide you and connect with you, not just with the pop movement, but other platforms as well that are global. And you can, come and, present your work, ask for resources once you show that you are actually dedicated to working on something like that. So that's from my end. But if anybody from the pop movement wants to add something, please go ahead. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? I think we don't have any other questions. So I'll now ask Ivan to tell us more about the Pop Climate Crusade.
Oh, there's a question there.
Hello, Levi. I think
yes, hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, to everyone and those who don't know me, I'm Levi from Zambia. So I wanted just to find out on the same podcast, I wanted to ask, like, as we have registered maybe many groups from within the country, I wanted to ask, maybe is it possible maybe to work together wow, you have different. This is just the group. Maybe I'm working with maybe Mizueko Care here in Zambia. But in their pictures, I also feature, but it's their program. Then as I'm going to host mine, I get them also work together. I don't know how are you going to come to that, or maybe do I have to appear only on my activities alone and their activities I shouldn't appear, or we can still work together in the country? Is it okay? That's what I wanted.
Yes, thank you, Levi. So, as I mentioned, that you will be getting a Google form in the mid of the month. Once half of the month is over, and a lot of people have started conducting their activities. So, when you make a presentation, you do a presentation as a group. But when you receive the Google form, fill it for yourself. But do mention the name of the group, okay? That you will be presenting it with this group, so that we have the individual information as well. And when you make a presentation, it is presented as a group, because the idea is that all of us come together and present and work towards the common goal. So the presentation can be in the group, but the Google form can be, you can fill it for yourself as well. Thank you. Ivan, over to you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations also, Drisha, for this brilliant and really comprehensive introduction to the Pop Africa Festival. Also, for all the people that are asking in the chat about this information, which it's really specific and important for you to have, don't worry, we're going to share that information with you. So, well, just wanted to point that out. We are really happy and joyful to gather here with you to this opening ceremony, because this is also going to be the Pop Climate's Crusade launch, as my dear hermano Ash just said. This is a global effort in which we are trying to gather as many people as possible from as many countries as possible. This is going to start in the region of Africa, where we have been seeing amazing leadership from many people of the community, which are present here. And well, this is an invitation also for you to invite your contacts, the people that you know, the organizations, institutions, everyone that you know that are working towards getting a better environment for everyone, for the biodiversity, but also for the people, which is also part of the biodiversity, actually. So it's important to join efforts and to create and generate as much the impact as possible. So on my side, I just want to further invite you to join this. And also, it's not going to end in this Pop Africa Festival and the subsequent meetings about that, but it's going to be from this point and on. So the activities, the initiatives, the work that you're doing, and these impacts, the idea is that they keep happening throughout the time, and that we can also help you to improve maybe your ways, or to give you some tips, recommendations, training, whatever you need to increase your chances or your possibilities to get some funds, to achieve many goals. The thing is that we grow together, that we thrive together as a community, as the global community that we are. So just have in mind that it's not going to end here. And the idea, if you can also follow what's going to be happening in the following regions, in the next activities that we will have, you are also more than welcome. The idea is not just to act as separate entities, but actually to coordinate us and work at the same time and for the same goals. So thank you so much. And also the information about the Pop Climate Crusade is going to be shared with you. So please send us your contact information, and also invite the people that you know. The idea is to gather forces, and well, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Ivan. I hope The information that we provided is clear, and I just want to clarify that we will share with you the presentation in the WhatsApp groups via email that we presented just now. We will tell you more about the other initiative called the Net Zero, and how Africa is part of that project. And we will show you that by presenting two different videos, interviews conducted by the people from the Pop Africa Working Group. So we would like to excuse just for a minute so that we can share the screen. And
meanwhile, Mina, you have a question?
Okay, so hi everyone, congratulations, this is fantastic, thank you so much. I just want to ask a very quick question which I asked the other time, but I didn't write it down here. Now the question is this supposed to be, we have a UN framework of activities on environment, we have different frameworks. Is this part of the UN framework, or is this a movement that wants to garner strength across all countries and then work towards getting a UN endorsement? Please, what's the vision? What's the target like?
Okay. I'd be happy to answer that. First off, Mina, thank you so much for being here and for raising your voice. I think it's really important. Now, I just want to say that with respect to the POP movement, where POP stands for Protect Our Planet, we're a movement that is founded on what our tagline reads, which is youth inspired by knowledge. So the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which is the sort of the head body in terms of generating the science that guides global governments, is guiding our educational elements, as well as hopefully the action that is led by young people. So the movement itself was founded by the former chair of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and we use that science, which is the science generated by the IPCC and the UN, to guide that action. We are, however, a body that works with a range of different organizations. We work with multilateral organizations like the United Nations, and also with global governments. So we are in that sense, autonomous. So it's really about what we want to do and the action that we're able to lead, as well as the guidance we're able to provide to policymakers, but it's all founded on that knowledge. So I just want to say that that is our connection with the UN. And yes, we do ally very closely with the IPCC, the World Meteorological Organization, and a number of other scientists, even as individuals, as well as the universities they come from, as part of our work. So that's where the movement stands. And I hope that that helps answer your question with respect to where we're at. But what we really want to do is have all the young people from across Africa as we speak, not just be inspired by that knowledge, but then take action. And our intention is those actions will result in the changes that are necessary, both in terms of implementation on the ground, but ultimately also at policy level, because we do believe that it's going to take all stakeholders coming together. Thank you for the question.
thank you, Dr. Ash. Now, I would like to invite Philo Magdalene, who is one of the persons who is leading the Net Zero project, and she will share with us more about this project. Philo.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Please let me know if there's a disturbance. So we wanted to share with you today about the Net Zero podcast series. It is an initiative that POP movement conceived in partnership with Planet Classroom following COP26 last year. The idea was that we would bring together youth leaders from different countries across the world to track the nation's progress, the progress that each country is making to achieve their net zero commitments. So we have 24 activists so far from 24 nations coming together. They identify local thought leaders in their country, or they also interview global leaders, they interview scientists, media people, a wide range of stakeholders to talk about what net zero commitment, the target means for that particular country, and what are the necessary steps needed to achieve that target. So far, from the African region, if you think about it, we've completed interviews with thought leaders from South Africa, from Nigeria, and from Zambia. The interview from South Africa and Nigeria are out, and we'd love to play it to you now. They're just a few minute videos. If any of you are interested to be part of this series and interview thought leaders or government leaders, high-level stakeholders in your country to track the progress to net zero and have it amplified through the platforms of Pop Movement and Planet Classroom, we can get in touch and work on this following after the 1 month festival. So this is just for everybody to explore. Now I request Drisha to play the video. First, we will be having the video with Nigeria, where we have Pop Youth Mentor Ambassador for Africa, Samuel C. Okori, who has interviewed Representative Sam Onigbo on Nigeria's progress to net zero. Following that video, we'll watch Makize, from a youth activist from South Africa, who will be interviewing Mr. Crispin Hempson about South Africa's progress to net zero. So how the countries have been dealing with the challenges and what progress they've made so far, and what the next steps that they have framed out for them. Thank you, Drisha. Over to you.
Thank you, Philip.
My name is Samuel Okori, a global climate activist. We all saw the commitment made by our leaders at COP26 in Glasgow 2021 about their efforts to drive towards net zero in the nearest future. In my country, Nigeria, oil and gas generates over 60% of the country's economy, while renewable energies from solar, wind, hydro, and other sources generate less than 10% of the country's economy. And we all know that overdependence on fossil has some detrimental health effects, not just on our health, but also on our climate. The drive for net zero and green economic transition have reviewed across all sectors of economic activity more opportunities, transition in technologies, development in business models, development in partnership collaboration towards sustainable development. The green economy is considered an important sector for sustainable development in developing and developed countries, especially climate vulnerable communities. To shed further light on Nigeria's effort to drive towards green economic transition, joining me today is Rep. Sam Onigbo. Rep. Sam Onigbo is well known in Nigeria and the sponsor of the Climate Change Act 2021. Since 2015, he has been the member representing Ekwano/Umuahia North and South Federal Constituency as the Federal House of Representatives, and currently the President, Global Status Organization for Balanced Environment in Nigeria. It is our pleasure to welcome you, Rep. Sam Onigbo. Can we begin by reviewing the overall situation? What do you believe Nigeria is doing in terms of addressing climate change crisis?
One action was the one that Mr. President took right there, in Glasgow, where he made a presidential pronouncement that we're going to work towards net zero by 2060. The next action that you can see and we are talking about was that Mr. President came back from there and for the first time signed the climate change bill into an act of the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have taken actions on energy transitions. The government has made several pronouncements. And as I speak with you, the Ministry of Environment is working corporately and collaboratively with the other ministries. We do not need to be prodded to take actions on the issues of climate change because we are seeing the real effects and they are very devastating. Nigeria is focused on this and Nigeria is conscious of the challenges that this has caused. So I have no doubt whatsoever that Nigeria is working on this.
Does the Climate Change Act in Nigeria give provision for transition into a green economic sector?
Absolutely. You find that this thing provides for climate change actions and to establish the National Council on Climate Change and related issues. One of the provisions here is to attain, green economy. And in doing this, you have to factor in all the changes you have to make. And of course, if you also remember that the Act is focused on nature-based solutions. We are talking about deforestation issues. We're also talking about, things like natural economic accounting. So as soon as this is inaugurated and a director general is appointed, and of course, you have the National Council sitting, there's no doubt that we'll all be working together towards an economy. There's no doubt about that.
Is Nigeria's commitment to net zero realistic? And then what do you see as major challenges to achieve the goal?
Nigeria is committed, and Nigeria has no option really here but to work towards attaining net zero. The rate at which other countries around the world, especially the developed ones, are transiting, finding alternatives, taken to renewable energy, talking about electric cars and all that. So we have a duty, an abiding duty, to work towards transiting to net zero and in good time, so that we are not left with critical national assets like our oil and gas being abandoned.
So how does civil society come together to solve climate crisis as enormous as climate change?
The civil society, if before now they thought they were at the periphery, right now they're inside and they have a seat on the council. You bring in your ideas, your expertise. We also have a seat for the youth. We have a seat for the women. We have a seat for the disabled. So the civil society will have their role to play, and their role will not be overtaken or overshadowed by any other agencies. We'll all sit on the table and make decisions for the good of the nation.
Let's just take your final thoughts or takeaway for net zero.
My takeaway is that Nigeria is committed to attaining net zero, and in line with that, we have passed a clear-cut legal framework that specifies our steps and associated actions that are geared towards attaining net zero. And therefore, I have no doubt we'll be able to attain that.
Thank you, Rev Sam Onibo, for your time and availability today with us. It was really an awesome moment. Some of the major takeaways are Nigeria is at the forefront of mitigating climate change impact. Nigeria also has a framework for climate change mitigation and adaptation, which is contained in the Climate Change Act sponsored by Rev Sam Onibo. Nigeria is also in the process of adopting green economic transition. My name is Samuel Siokore. I add my voice to the voices of my Net Zero International Youth Peers to monitor the actions of our leaders to achieve their net zero commitments in nearest future.
Thank you, Samuel, for this amazing interview. And now we'll play the second interview by Net Zero.
My name is Mpatesi Mkize. As you will aware, South Africa is ranked number 7 at a global level in terms of coal consumption. So as a result, it then becomes one of the countries that contribute into climate change. Here I'm having Mr. Hemsen, who is my guest speaker for the day. Mr. Hemsen has led the Durban Innovative Leadership Program, which develops students at DUT and community activists as leaders. As an environmental activist, he heads up the Friends of Bijon Valley, a reserve in Durban that promotes the environmental well-being of the surrounding area. Welcome, Mr. Hemsen, to the interview. I'm looking forward to explore very interesting aspects of good motives that can help or for us to enhance, the effort towards addressing zero net emissions, not only necessarily only in South Africa, but at the globe in general. My first question that I would like us to explore is, what is the status of coal emissions in South Africa in your understanding?
We are one of the world's greatest polluters because of our reliance on coal. But we unfortunately damage above our weight in economic terms. We come from a background of insufficient energy for our economic needs, and that has led to a lurch into greater expansion of coal. The problem has been both economic and environmental. One key problem is that the coal-fired power stations have been remarkably expensive and have not given us the energy we need, which in turn has pushed people to say, we need to have more of them. So for us, this is a big problem. There is an awareness of it. There's meant to be a transition to a renewable future. And so far, we are not making fast progress on it.
I'm very interested into my second question to specifically understand, the extent to which how then this contribute into climate change in specific, especially in South Africa.
The impacts of climate change are obvious. I mean, there's great concern over the very, very persistent drought in areas like the Karoo to the west. In the Western Cape, wildfires have become much more frequent. So these are the sort of the damages we are seeing. Here on the eastern coast, we have probably had less of an impact in terms of temperature. And in fact, one day last year was actually the coldest day I have known here at all. But that seems to be related also to climate change in the sense that that was a very, very extreme phenomenon, short-lived but very extreme. And these patterns of extreme weather events seem to be connected to climate change.
What progress do you believe that government has made in relation to zero net emissions?
It's patchy. There was one decisive change last year to allow the rapid expansion of private production of independent power producers. It's understood now that renewables are going to be not just cheaper, but progressively much cheaper. There is a kind of revolution taking place now. We also are trapped in a situation in terms of transport. We have not developed the critical mass at which we could switch from cars, vehicles fueled by fossil fuels to vehicles fueled by electricity. There's also the issue of corruption. You can't divorce the issues of energy production from the issues of corruption. When your energy producer, Eskom, the energy producer, has wasted many, many billions of rand because of political connections. I mean, that kind of thing is disastrous for us. In fact, while we have coal, we should be producing it as efficiently as possible so that we get the maximum energy out of it and don't burn more than we need to. I mean, that's a rather obvious statement. We are getting there. One concern at the moment is this, that the Minister of Energy is wedded to a particular idea about a transition involving huge consumption of gas, which we do not, of course, produce. And people are fighting that issue. That would be both expensive, environmentally damaging, and that's an issue we're still going to have to struggle over.
My last question is just to check from you, what, are the alternative strategies, that you think, government should reconsider?
There is that capacity for developing new technologies which make use of the existing expertise. And I think this is an area that hasn't been sufficiently explored. I think it requires a much higher level of public engagement, public education about these issues. Otherwise, people just do, what they do. We don't have the kind of wealth where you could say we're going to be absolutely, zero emission now. We have to make compromises, but there are much better compromises than others.
My conclusion will be to say South Africa is a country, we need a serious action for a just transition. South Africa's efforts to this issue are essential because the country has the largest share of coal production, as I already have indicated, which leads to climate change. So, if you as well as just transition, we must take a very different way of doing things towards meeting a zero net. Thank you, Mr. Hemson, for participation. As you will know, my name is Mpatya Site. At the same time, I add my voice to the voices of Zero Net International Youth peers to monitor the action of our world leaders to achieve zero net.
Thank you, everybody. So I just dropped my email ID here. So if anybody is interested to be a part of this series and identify a thought leader in your country and wish to do the interview to monitor the progress in your country, please feel to write to me or any of us in the POP movement after the POP festival this month is over. So we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, Drisha.
Thank you, Philo, and thank you, Samuel and Makize, for the two amazing interviews. The series goes on, and in the series, there will be many more interviews coming up in future from the region of Africa. And as Philo mentioned, anyone who is interested can directly contact her. You can, she's dropped her email for all of you. So with that, now we move on to the next part of the opening ceremony, where we would like to invite the people from Africa region who are part of the working group and who have identified some of the climate issues in their region and are now very, very passionate about working on them, and have already started doing it, have already achieved some of the milestones. So we'll hear from all of them. I would just like to request the members of the working group to keep the presentation within 4 to 5 minutes, as we, you are doing a lot of work, but we are short of time over here in the ceremony. So I would like to first invite Samuel from Nigeria to please come and present. In case you want to share your screen, do let me know and I'll allow you to share your screen.
Okay, so can you all hear me?
Yes,
okay,
we can.
So I'm not going to do a sharing screen today because I don't have sufficient time for that, right? So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are anywhere in the world. My name is Samuel Kohler. I am a POP youth mentor and also an ambassador for Africa. And I'm an European Climate Pact ambassador for the European Commission. And I've also occupied some roles with the British Council, with Climate Tracker, and then with Global Landscape Forum as climate journalist and all that. So it's really an honor to be here today. My story won't be complete as a global youth and well-known climate crusader without mentioning the POP movement, because they played a crucial role to that effect. So it all started in 2000 and late 2017, early 2018, where I met an executive president in Poland that encouraged me on how to engage climate and environmental action. So from there, I was contacted as well. I got in touch with the POP movement, and I got in touch first with the chairman of the former chairman of the IPCC, that is Dr. Aruke Bashiri. So I know then it was through him I also got to connect with Dr. Ash. So he's Dr. Ash's dad, and I was also invited for a conference in Mexico then in 2020. So it was really awesome, because then one of the things that motivated me was actually my passion. Like, I just wanted, what next, let's just do this and get to something else, I don't want to be stuck in a particular action. So I can actually pick up more than 5 actions at once. So once I finish the first one, I know I have something else to do. And even till date, that is also what I do. Once I finish a first action, I have something else. I don't want to be stopped in that regards to say, where is the passion? I just want to keep going. I just want to keep pushing. I just want everything to go simultaneously so that we can have a more sustainable environment for all living species, and then we can be able to activate more people across the world. So I officially got connected with the pop movement in 2018 when I was made a pop youth can star to carry out my first environmental action in Nigeria. Now, most of these things, like I do say from the first onset and even till date, as a climate activist or as someone that wants to go into climate advocacy or climate activism, the first thing you need is a will. The second thing you need is a passion. And the third thing you need is a platform. Once you have a will, you have a passion, you have a platform, every other thing can easily fall in place. And before you get this first one is something you have to develop yourself. The first and the second one is something you have to develop yourself. The third one is something you have to come in as a volunteer. You have to give in your time. You have to give in your resources. You have to give in a whole lot of things. So once those things are being put into place, then a whole lot of things is going to come into place. So I organized a whole lot of campaigns as a volunteer for the pop movement, and even to that, I'm also a volunteer for the pop movement, right? So, and after that, I got to get invitations through the recommendation of the pop movement to speak on global platforms like United Nations office in Geneva. I also got to be hooked up by Mock-Up. Okay, so I was the former spokesperson for Mock-Up 26, and also the liaison person that he has to get them an official meeting with the Federal Minister of Environment here in Nigeria, where they submitted a high-level statement to the Minister of Environment in Nigeria. And then I also get to interview the minister, the rep member who is the sponsor of the Climate Change Act. And then within the space of few months or few years, I've been able to speak with a whole lot of stakeholders, senators, governors, members of parliament here in my country, and even outside the country as well. So it's been a major progress. And the last one that I have to say is the climate education, that is the pop climate education program in Nigeria. I know how the program started. There was a whole lot of doubt. There was a whole lot of tension. Is this going to work? Can the ministry in Nigeria adopt this? Can they say yes? I know I faced, I have to thank Dr. Ash personally, because it took us over 3 months of planning, over 4 months of planning. We started the planning. We started the planning 2019, and we get to start the project 2021. I think, we started the planning 2020, and we get to start the project 2021. So it took series of planning, it took series of intentional drafting. So I never knew about Gantt chart, so I get to learn how to work with Gantt chart. I get to learn how to program my project and all that. So Dr. Ash really played a crucial role in that. That is why we get people to mentor us, right, to put us in the right direction. So through that process, we got the Federal Minister of Environment. They endorsed the pop Nigeria climate, the pop Nigeria Initiative on Climate Education, and this gave us access to all the commissioners in Nigeria. So we get to enter any office and just tell them we are from the Federal Minister of Environment, and they get to give us audience. We don't have to write letter to them. We don't have to do any special treats to them for them to give us audience, because based on the endorsement given to us from the minister, these commissioners will serve as resource persons for the Pop Nigeria Initiative on climate education. And over time, we've partnered with over 30 organizations in Nigeria, well-known organizations, okay, like ICCDI, like what's the name of plugin, like even institutions like University of Calabar, University of Benin, University of Jos, like we've partnered with a whole lot of institutions to make sure that the Pop Nigeria Initiative on Climate Education thrives. So my encouragement to all the youth out there today is don't give up whatever you're doing. Always be resilient. Always let it be that passion is what is driving you, and not just hunger, because at times we get to do things out of I'm hungry, so I have to do this as a survival strategy. Like I keep saying, I know how many times I've put my own health on the line, like to carry out climate projects. There was even a point I was stranded in that was the last year in Anambra State, where there was a whole lot of shootings, killings, and all that. I was just stranded, and I went to carry out project in Anambra State. I heard a lot of times that I don't sleep, like countless times. I get to be awake all through the night, all through the day, working and all that. Yeah, so let it be at the end of the day, you're not doing this like, just know your why. That's what I have to say. Know your why. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it because Sam is doing it? Are you doing it because Willie is doing it? Are you doing it because Dr. Ash said you should do it? Just know your why. Why are you doing it? Do you know what climate change is all about? Why are you doing it? And if you have been asked to stop, are you going to stop? Because that is your why. Once you know your why, if somebody asks you to stop it, they are going to give you this amount of money. I don't think it's going to stop you, because no amount of money can be able to stop your why, because that is your passion, that is your fire, that is your motivation, you know. So my encouragement and recommendation to all the youth that is listening to me today is, don't give up on your why. I've been affected by climate change. I keep saying it. I lived in a house where we experienced flood for over 3 years. Okay, and that was really terrible. We got to be exposed. We had a tropical disease and outbreak, hospitalized and all that. I know the effect of climate change. I've also had severe respiratory syndrome in the past, where I got to I disclosed that with some persons in the pop movement, where I was really struggling to breathe and all that. I know all these things, and I don't want anybody to also suffer same as I have. And this is my why. So I want the world to be more sustainable. I want people to get to know that climate change is real. And I also want to replicate a whole lot of climate change actions among youth across the globe. Currently, I know I've reached out to over 200,000 youths, and more still counting, but we're going to hit more. We're going to hit billions. We're going to hit as more, wherever they are in the country, we're going to reach there. So thank you to the pop movement. Thank you to all the platforms that I have actually leveraged on to make climate action a reality. Thank you to Dr. Ash. Thank you to Dr. Norma. Thank you to Drisha, to Komal, to Philo, to everyone, to Meda. Like, I love you all. And also, I have here today as well some of the people that also helped me in this year in initiating the POP Nigeria Project on Climate Education in North Central. So we have Amodu, who I know as patients, and I don't know if Vicent is here as well. These two people, they have really been awesome. I know at times I get to tell them, we have to do this, we have to do this, we don't have to do this, you know, the processes. And I know at times they get to say, wow, these processes are really crucial. Can't you just do it like this? But, you know, we just get to do it right, because if we don't do it right, we get to come back tomorrow and do it again. So thank you so much for the audience, and thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samuel. And now I would like to invite Julius from Liberia. Julius, are you with us?
Hello.
Hi, Willie.
Okay.
Would you like to go now?
Okay, no problem. Please.
Thank you. So we have Willie with us from Cameroon, who will like to share his experience.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity for me to share my experience back here in Cameroon. As you said, I am Tage Donfang Willie Anderson from Cameroon. I'm based in Cameroon, and I have been privileged to represent Cameroon internationally. It was precisely in Qatar in 2019. That was the experience that actually made me to meet Kamal, a friend, a Nigerian friend, Kamal, that connected me to the pop movement, and specifically Dr. Arch. And it was really a formidable experience I had with Kamal. It was precisely in Qatar where I presented a workshop on public speaking and leadership. Afterward, he connected me to Dr. Ash, and Dr. Ash, after our various exchanges, connected me to the leadership, and specifically climate leadership. And it was really something I deem it so overwhelming, because back here in Cameroon, we have been experiencing so much situations where climate will really be a challenge to many projects or many programs that the government is struggling to implement. So we commenced in empowerment project back here where I was the project assistant. And when I met Dr. Ash, we thought of how we could actually mount up a project that will really solve a pressing need back here in Cameroon. And obviously, the pressing problem was, it is even still ongoing. But however, due to some of the initiatives that we have conducted so far, the problem has drastically dropped. However, the problem is plastic. That is the plastic waste plastic. It's really a challenge back here in Cameroon, because this particular issue has made in such a way that in all the rivers back here in Cameroon, you will find waste plastics, either bottle, either papers, that has actually blocked the fluidity, or has blocked the flow of water, have blocked the flow of rivers, have blocked the flow of gutters, has actually filled gutters in such a way that is really challenging. And that's what has really made me to mount up that project called Bio Debate. I came up with that concept Bio Debate in 2021. It was 2021 when I came with the concept about debate, which was how we can debate our climate, how we can actually debate the nature, debate on the nature so much that people should first of all be knowledgeable of the challenges that we are facing in our environment, and to equally debate on problems, on the solutions that can be proposed to solve these problems that we are confronted with. So obviously, I thank the pop movement that actually supported me in the initiative, and we conducted the project, and it's actually rounding off this July. This ending July will be actually ending with the first phase, and we have been able to touch 5,000 people, and in terms of youth, we have been able to touch 3,570 youth back here in Cameroon, and specifically in the West region. And we have been extended. The project has been extended. We have actually been established in 4 regions of Cameroon, and we have equally based on our various, we have actually been partner. We have actually partnered with 14 local and national organizations that are actually equally seeing that we work together to see that we accomplish these goals. I wish to say that the pop movement has really opened my eyes and has actually made me to understand that there are certain things that if you go alone, you will not be able. But if you actually cater the platform for many others to actually together, it will really be striking. You will bring up striking results that will push forward the wheel of development back here in our country. And I wish to say that equally that the government has really supported the initiative. What we proposed, it was really challenging, and they saw us believe in us. But thanks to the project that we have just carried, many people now are believing in us and are hoping to see the second phase of the project. So I'm really pleading with Dr. Ash and the entire family that we should continue in the same sense, in the same spirit, so much that Cameroon should really be a place to be, and Africa a place to be, and why not the world a place to be. All species should be actually free in living. They should actually find life easy, find life possible, find life the best place. They find this world, our environment, the best place to be. And I believe that with the pop movement, I believe that with Dr. Ash, I believe that with Komal, I believe that with Jisha, I believe that with Sam, that is a friend. I believe that with all the African leaders on board and the international leaders that have actually made the pop movement a place to be, all of us, if we join hands together as we have been doing so far, the world will really be a place to be and we'll really be able to protect our planet as the POP movement stands for. So that's what I had to say. If any question pops up, I'm up to answer. Stay blessed as we proceed in the conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Willie, for those beautiful words. And of course, thank you, Dr. Norma and Dr. Ash, and all the mentors for constantly guiding us to improve, to do better, and do it better together. Now, I would like to invite Mark Sara from Sierra Leone. Mark, are you with us? Can you hear us? Yeah. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm with you. Hello, how are you getting in? Yeah, I'm Max. I'm an entrepreneur, an environmentalist, and also an agriculturist. I have been with the POP movement since 2019, when they organized a festival that I attended. I attended this festival and I was awarded a certificate. And based on that, before attending the festival during that time, I have been engaging in tree planting exercise with my organization, which is Street Youth Connection Sierra Leone, and also serving as a youth leader, working under the Ministry of Youth Affairs in Sierra Leone. I cover a whole district, which is the Bombali district, consisting of 12 chiefdoms. And those chiefdoms I work with youths, I motivate them, I work with them in agricultural activities and work with them in many other projects, especially cleaning exercises and other projects. During my time in 2019, when I attended this festival, nobody connected me to POP movements. I was just searching around, trying to engage or connect with more other climate activists and other climate mentors. So then I came across the POP movement. So I started searching, I went through the POP movement website, and I got attracted to their commitments, their goals, and mission. So during that time, I decided to apply. I sent a mail to the POP movement website requesting that I want to extend the POP movement here in Sierra Leone. So I was replied by Dr. Ash, and also he connected me to the POP movement WhatsApp group. Since then I've been following their activities, attending meetings, seminars, and many other programs on the WhatsApp group. Few months, sometime last year, when I sent a request with a proposal that I want the POP movement to be established in Sierra Leone, and I will lead that process. So Dr. Ash gave me the platform, and he allowed me to just do a proposal, a sustainability or activity plan. I shared this activity plan with them. He linked me with some mentors, and Risha, and Samuel, and Magdalene. They were mentoring me, giving me the required information, the required messages I need to work on my proposal. But it was so late that I was unable to work on that project because that I couldn't work on it. So I urged me to continue pushing, that Dr. Ash was so close with me, encouraging me, giving me the links to work with many other projects around. So sometime this year, being that working on climate activities and initiatives has been my passion. So I decided that I will not sit by and allow just sit by without doing anything. So I decided to design a project. But my biggest challenge here is to put projects together. That's my biggest challenge, you know. So Dr. Ash sent me a link that's all this, in fact, the whole of May, since May until this June month, I've been working on this project. Though I have many challenges in fixing that project because I don't have the required idea and knowledge in working on projects of such. So I decided to work on it and push forward. So since then, establishing the pop movement in Sierra Leone, I have been engaging different youth leaders around because I have 15 of my colleagues who are district youth leaders within the Sierra Leone, because we have 16 districts in Sierra Leone. So each of those districts have a youth leader. I'm part of that platform. So I decided to expand my activities or the pop movement with them. I shared experience, knowledge, and all activities of the pop movement with them. So all my colleagues buy the idea and they decided to join me in establishing the pop movement here in Sierra Leone. Fortunately for me, I was fortunate to work with the youth minister here in my country, and the youth minister has already approved my activities with the pop movement, and also he has already committed his efforts, with the ministry's efforts, to give me the kind of support and the kind of partnership I need to establish the pop movement all over in Sierra Leone. Engaged with the agency, you know, they partner with me and with my pop movement project and initiatives in Sierra Leone. You know, I sometime last year, Komal, I was fortunate to be part of the Net Zero project, you know, but my biggest challenge for the Net Zero project, I was unable to follow up or do a video because I don't have the requisite device, meaning the camera and the record phone to shoot my video very clean and perfect, you know, unless I had to, you know, borrow a computer. Even presently is my challenge. I had to borrow a computer just to attend this festival. You know, so far so good. In working with mentors like Dr. Ash. In fact, Samuel Okoli has been so much good to me because in fact, he messages me every night and then, every morning, evening, in the afternoon. You know, we work so closely. In fact, I see him as a brother. I feel like I'm in Nigeria, you know. Even Disha also talk to me. He directs me on my private line. You know, we communicate. He guides me. In fact, when she invited me to be a panelist to this event, I asked him, I say, Disha, I've never been a panelist on this kind of platform. So can you please help me or guide me through this project? Yes, she guided me. She sent me an audio that I follow up and prepared myself well to be a part of this project. Frankly speaking, I feel blessed and I feel appreciated working with the pop movement. And I also pledge my commitments and every other resources that I could, you know, to see the pop movement actually be implemented here in Sierra Leone. I thank you all. I feel blessed. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you for all the kind words for the entire POP team. And on behalf of everybody, I would like to thank you once again. Now I would like to call Makize from South Africa.
Is muted. Not on.
Sorry, I hope I'm loud enough.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Mpati Mkize. I'm from South Africa. Actually, I'm one of the members of the POP movement, which I initially joined it, I think, in 2020. I was suggested by one of POP movement members, I think from South Africa, which is Miss Mandisa. I'm not too sure whether it's here. So since then, I think I had a great experience of participating, in contributing to climate issues under this organization. So far, ever since I've been part of POP movement, I've been able to contribute where I can in terms of climate action. Beyond POP movement, I'm a part of, different organizations which also work in common in terms of, striving towards having, a sustainable world towards 2020. At the same time, I do a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to research for sustainable development goals. So yeah, having been part of POP movement, that has, allowed me to be able to, integrate what theoretically I invest on in trying to understand the trends of, the global problems, and at the same time, trying to see how best we can do our part in terms of practice, for making, a positive contribution. So yeah, I'm very grateful to be part of, this team, and having worked with different members here, it has been, a very great experience. As you will, recall, recently we have worked on the zero net emissions project. Yeah. And also beside POP movement, in terms of other activities, I participate in a number of organizations which also does the similar activities which complement, one action of climate action. I think you are aware that I'm coming from South Africa, which currently we're having a very big, global problem, which now has become, the global attention, the flooding that we are experiencing now and then in Durban, which currently I'm based at. Yeah, that's the circumstance. But from where I'm seated, I believe that young people, have, a great, power to see how best, they can contribute to changing the circumstance. Because my understanding is that all what we are experiencing, especially in the southern region in South Africa, is not necessarily a South African experience, but I think is, a global experience, because anyone who's sitting everywhere in the globe, realize that in South Africa, that then becomes a problem of climate change, which I think is then that becomes a call for everyone to make sure that suggest or contribute, either direct or indirect, but in the interest of making sure that we do not experience such, climate crisis or challenges in the future. So I'm looking forward, for this conference, that having young people coming together, presenting their actions, their progress, to which how they do the greatness in changing the world, we will come better. And also this conference will give us, a go ahead to which how then going forward, we can try to strengthen our effort if we are to have, a sustainable world going forward. With those words, I would like to stop there and just welcome to everyone, and to say I'm looking forward to, having been part of this conference with you. And yeah, I'm also, looking forward to see, the good results of this conference while we are striving, forward as young people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Makize. We are equally honored to have you as part of our network, and thank you for all the way you participate in all the activities and take action and advocate. Now I would like to invite Levi. Levi, are you with us?
Yes, yes.
Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm Levin Yelenda from Zambia. Yes, I also joined pop movement in 2020. I remember there was one of the conferences which we had, and I was representing UNMGCY, and I met Dr. Ash there. So as he was one of the he was one of the moderators. I don't know. He was one of the group leaders in the group, and I loved his leadership. I loved the way he was doing things, and that's how we got connected. So from there, and pop movement has not been just a group that I can say maybe I've been just engaging just like that, but it's something that has been shaping also my life, and it has also changed a lot of things. I remember that time telling everyone to say that at national level, like in my country, people are not paying much attention to the things or something that has to deal with the environment. So we learned how to advocate, how to sensitize, and how to teach people, how to train people. Above all, what I've learned from pop movement is how to handle the project. I know my brother from Sierra Leone is saying that he's been learning also, he's been mentored. I've been also mentored by my brother from here. I remember I came with a project where I was trying to restore the ecosystem, where we got a lot of activities. But from pop movement, I've learned how to focus onto something and how to make something that is attainable, something that you can achieve, and not just a project because it's a project. So from pop movement, I've learned a lot of things. I've been mentored by Dr. Ash, how to become a leader, how to present, and I've loved this leadership. And up to now, I'm still working like just as it has been. So this is a very good platform. I know that Sam was talking something, was saying something when he said that you have to give yourself, you have to volunteer. So all of us, I had my brother from Malawi, Happy Mbebe, he was talking about something which is about sponsorship and something. What I can tell everyone is when you start doing something, then people they are going to see, and you also get connected as you give yourself. That's when you'll be able to get, you may not even understand who is going to support what you are doing when you just become serious with whatever that you do. So it's not all about what you have for you to do something, but what you can present for you to get something. So whatever that we are doing, even as a family, so we are learning from each other. So I love this group so much because it has given us that experience that you don't have, you're going to get free of charge, and you'll be able to apply it in wherever you go. So let's just continue inviting people and everyone to become sustainable from this group. Thank you very much. And I believe you're going to do great in this conference.
Thank you so much, Ravi. You shared some amazing experiences of us working together. And also, thank you for inviting more and more people to be part of the POP, and also to work together to achieve this ultimate goal of taking action by each one of us. So now I would like to invite Dr. Atma from Nigeria to please share her experiences as well.
Thank you very much, Drisha. I wish to thank everyone, Dr. Ash, everybody on this platform. We have almost 40 people here. I appreciate you all. Please, I would like to request that I put off my video. We are having a very unstable network here because I've mentioned before that I'm in the village. So in fact, I had to go to a place that is a bit hilly to be sure that the network will be able to carry me through. So please permit me to put off my video. Thank you. So thank you once more. I'm very, very happy to be part of this family. I'm so excited. I came in contact with POP in 2021. To start with, I need to say that I am Chemeza Tama, like Drisha has mentioned. I'm a gender and a climate activist. I'm one of the people that believe so much that there is no way we can achieve climate justice without, first of all, achieving gender justice. Yes, because both of them, I believe that climate is a driver, climate change is a driver of gender-based violence. So if we are going to really achieve any one of them,
two of them must be squarely addressed. So coming from that perspective, I've been driving, I've been trying to promote gender equality in climate justice in Nigeria. And that I do from an organization I founded in 2020 that is called Equity Watch Initiative. So Equity Watch Initiative is a gender-focused organization that is committed to promoting gender equality and empowering women and girls. So coming from that perspective, we have been trying to drive gender justice as well as climate justice in Nigeria. And in 2021, I participated in POP, one of the pop festivals. That was the first time I encountered them shortly after meeting Sam down here in Nigeria. And since then, it has not been the same. Every day, every minute, every second is pop here, pop there, because we are working with an amazing family, the likes of Dr. Ash, Drisha, Komal, Philo, the rest of them, Norma, are not the kind of people you work with and you get, you always be excited, always encouraging you, always trying to promote you beyond your imagination, always there to help and guide and see you through. So I'm so happy to be part of this movement. Yes, in Equity Watch Initiative, what we do basically is to see how we can track the environmental footprint of women and girls, and also to see how we can involve women and girls in taking climate actions. Yes, because I used to say that when we say people, persons, young people, without disaggregating things to see how climate issues affect a particular group specifically, we may not be able to address the issue. So in Equity Watch Initiative, we try to focus more on women and girls, track the environmental footprint, and also engage them in taking climate actions. And in doing that, we try to initiate sustainable practices that we can engage women and girls in, so that we keep on raising conversations, creating awareness among these people. Even though we say gender, we are sometimes deliberate about focusing on women and girls, because we believe that they are shortchanged in terms of climate conversations. And we also believe that there are peculiar ways that climate change affects them that we need to bring to the table for it to be addressed. So we engage in some sustainable practices, like I've mentioned before. One of them that is very, very important and obvious, especially in the locations where we operate, is our idea of sustainable pads. We believe that menstruation is one of the issues that are very peculiar to women, and addressing climate issues arising from menstruation will be very, very important. So in addition to talking about menstrual hygiene management, which is key in women's lives and well-being, health and well-being, we also try to talk about how can we, make menstruation more healthy, and how can we handle it in a more sustainable way so that it will not harm the environment. Because like we know, I'm talking about it here because we are really committed to raising the conversation in such a way that it will become like a normal conversation, everyday normal conversation for everybody, both men and women. So we try to engage in production of cloth pads. We engage in other sustainable practices, engaging women in agriculture, especially cultivation of vegetables, so that it can help not only in mitigating climate change, but in also addressing their economic needs. Because our belief is that most of the things that, one of the things that drive gender-based violence is also lack of economic power, of which we can leverage certain ideas to reduce, to bring up women economic power, and at the same time use such practices to also mitigate climate change. And I am so excited being here in this panel, because like I used to mention, that in majority of these conversations, we downplay on what women can do. We downplay on how does this particular thing affect women specifically. And that is why, just like any other thing, we do know that in Africa, patriarchy is one of the issues that, keep holding us down. So everything is men, men, men. So if I didn't see myself here in this panel, I would have assumed that even though POP work with majority women, that they are not being gender sensitive. But immediately I saw it, I say, yes, these people know that, of course, somebody like me would definitely take it on them. And I am so happy when I saw my name as one of the panelists. So I would also like to use this again to appreciate POP for being gender sensitive in all they do. If you watch very well, they even work with majority women, as I have mentioned. However, I am using this forum again to appeal to them to be more conscious and more strategic when it comes to things, issues, climate issues that affect women. How do we address them? How do we begin to be strategic in taking actions that specifically, address issues that are related to women? It's very important because, like Grisha mentioned initially, gender equality, women and girls empowerment, all of us know is number 5 of the SDG. And if we begin to connect it with climate change, we will appreciate better what women are going through. So I am so, so grateful knowing POP. In fact, they have been carrying me, along since I joined them. And I also know that most of the ideas we have initiated, that they are also very passionate about, we will be able to pursue it to see how we can impart in our own little way. I also wish to sincerely appreciate Sam, who was the first person to mention POP to me down here in Nigeria, and also appreciate him for the work he has been doing. I am so happy and so glad that we are kickstarting this particular POP Africa. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Atma. We are so thankful to you for all the amazing ideas and proposals that you have. And I would like to mention that there is a special message for you in the chat as well. So kindly follow that. And now I would like to invite Jean Felix from Cameroon.
Hello. Okay, hello everyone. Hello, Grisha. You hear me?
Hello, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay. For all, my name is Jean Felix Ebo from Cameroon Young Pop Movement, and I present my team for today. This team assists in this conference. I have Daria from German. Okay. Excuse me, my English is not good, but I will do the effort to speak. I think that Dr. Norma will help me to do the best translation.
For sure.
Ok. Ok, merci. Merci pour ce message. Mon nom, c'est Jean-Félix Sebo. Je suis du Cameroun, Young Pop Movement. Alors, j'ai connu Pop Movement en 2021 dans la plateforme de Yongo à travers Yoko. Yoko qui m'a mis en contact avec Komal. Et j'ai connu Dr. H, Dr. Noah et toute l'équipe, Grisha et tout le monde. Alors, ici au Cameroun, nous menons des actions sur la sensibilisation et l'éducation à l'environnement.
Okay, thank you, Jean. Jean-Felix is telling us that he met a pop in 2021 and he met us and he keep in contact with Kamal and Dr. Ash, of course, and they are working in Cameroon since that time. Pop,
Alors,
course. Thank you.
Ok, merci. Tout à l'heure, Willy a aussi parlé les mêmes choses que maintenant au Cameroun, puisque nous avons presque les mêmes climats, malgré que Willy est au niveau de l'ouest Cameroun, moi je suis au niveau du centre-sud, et j'ai notre Pop Movement qui s'est présenté aujourd'hui, il est de l'extrême nord du Cameroun, à côté du Tchad. Et comme dit, nous souhaitons aussi que Pop Movement soit du côté de l'Allemagne, donc avec Daria qui est ici. Alors, c'est un grand réseau. Pop Movement au niveau du Cameroun, nous avons lancé une campagne de plantation d'arbres, de 3000 arbres au Cameroun. La première phase de 1500 s'est déroulée et le suivi est vraiment très important et tout se passe bien au Cameroun. Et nous avons aussi lancé une initiative de la création d'une plateforme qui va encourager les associations du Cameroun et ceux des autres pays africains présents au Cameroun pour valoriser les questions de protection de l'environnement. Parce que Pop Movement, dans ses projets, valorise la promotion de l'environnement et surtout encourage les jeunes du monde entier, en particulier ceux de l'Afrique, à mener des actions concrètes pour la lutte contre le réchauffement climatique et aider les jeunes Africains à être indépendants au niveau de la promotion des métiers verts.
Okay, well, he's telling us that they are at the center, Billy is at the west, and they would like to be at the north of the country, and they would like to be also near Germany to work together. They are working on the plantation of 3,000 trees, starting with a nursery, and now they are creating a platform to invite other countries around them to work together and to have a great movement. Thank you. Merci, Félix.
Pour chuter, nous avions aujourd'hui, c'est la journée mondiale de l'environnement et on s'est retrouvés, malgré que nous n'avons pas reçu le soutien au niveau local pour mener à bon les activités liées à l'environnement. Mais hier, nous avons eu une marche sportive et mardi, nous aurons les jeux concours et nous allons nous rapprocher du ministère de l'Environnement pour ces activités. Et les activités aura lieu le 9 juin ici à Yaoundé.
Well, they are, of course, this day celebrating the Environmental Day, and yesterday they got and they organized a sportive activity that was like a march on the street. Thank you. Merci, Jean.
Ok, thank you. Muchas gracias por la presencia de todo el mundo. Me alegro. Buena continuación a todo el equipo de Young Pop Movement. Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Jean Felix, and thank you, Dr. Norma, for the translation. And thank you, everybody who joined us today. These were some of the voices from some of the countries, and we wish to mobilize everybody from Africa, from all the 54 countries of the continent, as part of this event and in future as well. So we stay connected through the WhatsApp group that we shared. We stay connected through email. You can send us your queries or any questions that you have on the Pop Africa Fest 2020 at @thepopmovement.org, or you can contact me directly, Drisha @thepopmovement.org, or anybody you can find on the Pop website to get connected to. You can directly follow the updates from the event on the link or the website link and the web page, especially for the fest, with the updated agenda, all the information, the country updates and the activity updates. We'll stay connected via email to share more information, how you can share the information with us through the Google form about the activities that you have conducted and steps forward. And also when you will be presenting your work, you have the activities that you have conducted. So on that note, I would like to thank everybody. And now I would like to call Mida from Uganda for some closing remarks. She is also part of the working group, and she'll be telling more about herself and also greet all of you.
Thank you so much, Trisha. Good morning, everyone. All protocols observed. Our dear guests, if any, the magnificent partners of the pop movement at your different capacities, the distinguished leaders, participants, and attendees of the Pop African Festival 2022, a Pop Global Climate Crusade, the upbeat, witty team of the Pop movement, which includes youth mentors, members, both those present and absent. Please accept me to drop a 10 gigabyte with special thanks to my colleagues, Trisha, Ivan, and Sam for the relentless support that you have given to this event for a kickstart. I greet you all. From the very my heart, allow me to welcome each and every one of you to a journey that has always been on climate stage, has just started, and it's getting hotter and more delightful. Ladies and gentlemen, humbled to speak before you is Meda Malinga. I'm a proud African from Uganda. I'm a student. I'm a youth mentor working with the Protect Our Planet movement. Well, about this story, this chapter of my life that I'm writing isn't yet done. My journey will be shared soon, both of the pop movement and the work I have been doing. I promise to keep pacing just because of one hope that I have. I am hoping that it will reawaken many who have thought of giving up on their visions and will leave it at day. All said by my predecessors, and I'm here to put an icing on the cake. I would like to acknowledge the fact that African youth, you are brilliant, you are talented, you are diverse, you are energetic, you are very creative. Name it all and it shall be served. So basically what I'm here to say is that it is very important for you to realize that an opportunity has been set before you, and it's all up to you to grab this opportunity. You know, so many young people outside there are having potential like each and every one of you here, and would really wish to get this link to attend such a webinar whereby stories are shared with them and an opportunity is given to them to show what they can do to bring change. But sorry, they haven't been able to have access to this. Only because we, the people who were arranging for this event, couldn't have access to them one way or another. But you have the opportunity to come up. Soon you'll be sharing with us what you've done within that period of 5th to 25th of June. And trust me, that's a milestone. It's a step for your journey that is yet to begin. So with that, I would like to quote what one of the previous speakers said, who is Dr. Ash Pachauri, for you to understand what is happening, the first step, right? And one thing that I would say is, many of us are here because we do acknowledge the situation in Africa, which so many people haven't yet understood and acknowledged. So through each and every one of us, the fact that you're here only means once you do have a voice. So use that voice to reach out to people as possible. Make them realize the need. Anticipate learning more and more every day. Trust me, even if you do not have the funds for kickstarting this project, something like that, at least there's one thing that you realize. You realize the need to start change in your community. Use the resources you do have within, and trust me, all that you do will come out and be seen. One thing that I'll quote again is something that most of my previous speakers have, Levy and Sam, talked about, the passion, and it's something that can't be taken away from you. Once you do have passion, trust me, the destination that you'll be heading to is one full of success and no regret. All can be taken, but your passion won't be carried away from you, only if you protect it and use it wisely. So have the passion, abilities, and willingness to develop your skills. Be confident, stay humble, hold on to those daily values that you have every day. And trust me, at the end of it all, you will appreciate each and everything that you have attained in life. I would also want to still quote one of the speakers, still Dr. Ash. He said that education is the most powerful tool which you can use to change the world. Quote by Nelson Mandela. So this is something that we all acknowledge, and we've seen the effects that it's had in the African continent. Well, the category of us that have had an opportunity to get educated, please do not sit on that. Use it as a tool, as a weapon to advocate for those who haven't been able to attain for more education. Make them realize that is within the system, and please work hand in hand with them to be able to cause the change that each and every one of us would want to see. I really don't have much to say, but at the end of this, I would like to tell each and every one of us that hold your candle and keep lighting others. Spread that light until you see light across the continent. It's up to each and every one of us to keep spreading that light. Please don't give up. Keep your head high. And at the end of it all, you'll appreciate your struggles. Thank you.
So, unless I feel like crying, I feel like jumping. That's awesome.
Thank you, Maida. I would like to request now everybody to please switch on your cameras for the final selfie or like a photo together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, family, for making this ceremony a success today. And this leads to our action now on the ground. We'll see you again. I'll keep meeting you again and again throughout the month to answer your queries, to discuss with you more. But with the entire family, we'll meet now on the presentation days. So stay connected. If you have any questions, you can directly contact us, connect with us via WhatsApp or personally, the way you want to, and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. With that, thank you so much. Yes, Ivan, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you. And also, please feel free to invite all the people that you know that may be interested in joining. Well, thank you, and we'll stay in touch. And back to you, Risha. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to ask Dr. Ash if he wants to say some final words before we close.
Well, I just want to say this has been such a precious start to something that I believe is truly special, and that is, you know, each one of you. And I just want to say, you know, be relentless, and this is your moment. So just shine on, you know, let everybody know who you are and stand for what you are, stand for those values. And I just want to say how much love and appreciation and admiration and respect we have for you. And thank you for being a precious part of our family. And I'm going to say, since we've got a very multilingual group here, I'll start with movimiento. And when I say movimiento, all of you say pop. And then I'll say mouvement, and you say pop. And then I'll say movement and you say pop. Okay, so let's go for it. Movimiento.
Oh!
Oh! Okay. Movimiento.
Oh!
Okay. Movement. You guys just pop and have a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful month ahead, and many, many, many more to come. I just want to say today's, like they say, the first day of the rest of our life. So let's make it count, and you count. And I just want to make sure that we work together so the world opens their eyes and sees you for who you are. With all my love, my blessings, and thank you to each one of you for making today what it is. And we shall continue, we shall persist, we shall be relentless in our collective effort. So thank you all so much. And Trisha, thank you. Sam, Mira, Hermano Ivan, and the entire beautiful family that comes here to shine on. And I just want to say that today is our day to put Africa on the global map. And you'll be up front and you know, right in front, forefront of this important initiative. So I'm so proud of you, and thank you for your inspiration. I love you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.